All right, so can I park a food truck anywhere in Alabama? So in this video for Food Truck Freaks, we're going to dive into that question, give you some specific answers, and answer some questions that you may have not thought of in regards to other permits and licenses if you're launching a food truck business in Alabama. So first, right off the bat, technically, no. You cannot park a food truck just anywhere in Alabama. Now, the notion of absolute freedom when it comes to a food truck parking is a bit of a misconception. So instead, the operation of a food truck in Alabama is, of course, subject to a series of regulations and requirements that ensure the safety and well-being of both you and the customers. Now, understanding zoning laws. When it comes to parking your food truck in Alabama, you definitely need to grasp zoning laws. They play a pivotal role in determining where you can park your food truck, specifically in the state. Now, these laws are designated specific zones for different types of businesses, even including food trucks. To avoid complications, it's crucial to understand and identify areas where mobile food vending is actually permitted by law. Mobile food vending permits, let's dive into that a bit. So one of the foundational requirements for operation of a food truck in Alabama is to obtain what's known as a mobile food vendor permit. Now, this permit is issued by the local health department and is essential to ensure that your food truck meets health and safety standards all throughout the state. Now, the permit process typically involves an inspection of your truck's facilities and a review of your menu to ensure compliance with food safety regulations. Next one up is the business license itself. Now, in addition to the mobile food vending permit, you'll need to get a business license to operate your food truck legally in Alabama. This license is typically obtained from the local city or county government where you're going to operate your food truck and demonstrates that your business is, of course, recognized and compliant with local regulations in that city or county. Now, let's dive into this. Now, parking locations. So now that you have the necessary permits and licenses, it's time to find the suitable parking location for your food truck. Now, not all areas are created equal, as it's known, and your choice of location can significantly impact your business's success or failure. Now, here are some factors to consider when you're selecting a parking spot. Next up, number one, high foot traffic areas. Now, you want to look for locations with a steady stream of pedestrians, such as downtown districts, parks, or even event venues. These areas can provide a consistent flow of customers that allow you to grow and scale your food truck. Now, proximity to businesses. Now, this is really important. Parking near office buildings or industrial areas during lunch hours can attract the working crowd looking for a quick and convenient meal. But you got to be sure that you're not parking too close, in some cases, to restaurants. Cities and counties also dictate that based upon your parking permit. Special events. Now, participating in festivals and fairs and other special events can be a lucrative opportunity for food truck vendors. However, you'll need to secure event-specific permits and adhere to event rules and regulations. Now, time restrictions and regulations. Speaking of which, in addition to choosing the right location, it's crucial to be aware of the time restrictions and parking regulations set by the local county or city. Now, some areas may have specific areas and hours when your food truck can actually be allowed to operate, while others may limit the duration of the stay in particular spots. Violating these rules and regulations can lead to fines or even other penalties, which could include losing your food truck. Navigating the permits and regulations maze. Now, this is a bit of a complex thing, so follow along with this one. I'm going to give you the 6 things that you need to be really aware of when it comes to doing this. So, navigating the world of permits and regulations for food truck businesses in Alabama can be a bit of a complex thing. So, to help you on your journey, consider these following essential steps. Number 1, research local laws. Start by researching the specific regulations in the city and or the county. This research should include zoning laws, permit requirements, and any unique rules that may be applied to the area that's set by the county. Number 2, contact, of course, your health department. Now, you want to reach out to your local health department to understand the requirements for obtaining that mobile food vending permit we spoke about. Be prepared to undergo inspections, and of course, you got to meet food safety standards. Number 3 is to obtain a business license. Now, visit your local city or county government office to apply for that business license and ensure that you provide all necessary documentation, of course, fees, which are done annually to expedite the process. Number 4, finding the parking spot. Scout potential locations and parking lots for your food truck and ensure that they align with the zoning laws and regulations. Next up, comply with time restrictions. Stay informed about any time restrictions for parking regulations in your chosen area. And of course, always follow the rules to avoid any legal issues. And lastly, number 6, remember to stay informed, because actually regulations may change actually from time to time. So it's essential to stay informed about any updates or amendments to local laws that may affect your food truck business. Now, let me run over a couple challenges and benefits to operating a food truck in the state of Alabama, because Alabama actually has one of the fastest growing states for food truck entrepreneurship. While navigating the regulatory landscape, of course, it can be a challenge. And operating a food truck in Alabama offers a lot of benefits, as a matter of fact. Number one, flexibility. So food trucks provide flexibility in terms of your location. You can adapt to the changing customer demands and move to different areas based on the time of the day or even the week and generate more revenue. Lower overhead costs. Now, food trucks typically have a lower overhead cost compared to traditional brick and mortar restaurants, making it a cost-effective operation for entrepreneurs. Creative menu freedom. Now, food trucks offer owners the opportunity to freedom to experiment with unique and creative menu items, allowing them to kind of stand out in the competitive marketplace of food truck entrepreneurship. So in conclusion, in summary, the notion that you can kind of park your food truck anywhere in Alabama is a bit of a misconception. Operating a food truck in the state requires careful adherence to zoning laws, and you want to be sure that you obtain any necessary permits and licenses. Also comply with local regulations and stay within those realms. You don't want to operate outside of them. So if you found this helpful, definitely let us know. Give us a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on our next video.